Hello students. So as we have completed our syllabus, half yearly syllabus is already completed. Now only two chapters I think, yes, it is remain to complete of your final syllabus, chapter number 12 and 13. Chapter number 12 contains maximum numbers of practical things, so I have not started the chapter. So here we are starting the chapter number 13. In this chapter, after completion this chapter, we will go to the chapter number 12. If school reopens, then no problem, then we can do whenever it requires. Okay, so let's see now. Chapter number 13 is about what? Societal impact of information technology. Here in this chapter, that as you know, the how information technologies are working in our society, that people they have accepted how these things are working in our circumstances. Everyone is aware about these things. Okay, so this social information technology, before going to this chapter, you must know about what is information and what is technology. As you know, the information is always retrieved from the provided data. Without data we cannot proceed to get any information. Like, say, so many times I gave an example in the classes, perhaps in class 9 also it was discussed. If it is not in class 10 also, maybe somewhere it was discussed. Then also I am repeating here. Now you see what is information. Like, it is produced from data. Now what is data? Data is that the attributes of any object. Like, say you are a student, what are the attributes of a student? What are the attributes? If student is an object, then what could be its attributes? Like your roll number, your name, your address. So these are the attributes of your of the object, like student. Okay, now from these attributes we'll put some values. So what will be the values? Some roll numbers will have a value, like name, student name also will have a value. Okay, then the address also will have a value. So from that values we can produce any information. Okay, so data, these are the attributes of the data. What are data? The data is what? This your roll number, the value is your data. Okay, the name is the attribute, and name, what is your name, xyz, whatever, this is the data. So if someone asks what is your name, then we will say my name is xyz. So this xyz, where it came from? It comes from your provided from your object's attribute. Okay, from your objects is the student. From that object's attribute is your roll number or name. From there the value is there. From that value will produce our data. So in that way, whenever result is declared of any student, what is your result? Yes, I have got first division, I have got distinction on this and that. From in which basis we can say? In the provided data. What is the data? How much mark you have got? Every subjects we can say these are the attributes, and this attribute subjects has mark. Okay, from that marks we can produce information. So this is called information. Now if such kind of information is produced through any technique, some technique is developed. Okay, digital technique is developed. So the techniques, when it comes true, then we can say this is a technology. Okay, so we can say when we can say any technique is what? When we face any problem. When we face any problem, to solve this problem we use some technique. If this technique comes to true, if it works, then we can say yes, it can be used as a technology. But there are different types of technologies. Okay, but different types of technologies. Here we are going to discuss about information technologies, the technology which will produce some information. Okay, from the produced data. This is called information technology. So such kind of information technologies everywhere we are using now. Any applications like in mobile apps, in computer applications, or a mobile is also is a device which is a part of information technology. Okay, like your daily life, if you are using any car also, in car also you have information technology. If any automatic system is there, this is a part of information technology. We have a display there also, you can produce our data. When you are playing any song, we can go to the next by clicking the next button. So you are providing data, and from that data it is getting information what to do by the processor. So these are the things that provided data, whenever it is given, the data is given, we can get information. So all about these things we'll discuss in this chapter. Like sometimes in this chapter also you'll come to know about some viruses, some like backup systems, some your hacking techniques also. Okay, some hacking techniques, how this your e-commerce it is working in the world, how your data is processed over network. So what are the what types of securities are available or provided by the websites. So these things we will discuss in this chapter. So first of all, you see virus, it is given. According to virus, what is the definition of virus? You know what is the definition. Before going to these things, you must know these are the softwares. Obviously these are the softwares. Virus also one kind of software, remember. So this software, when it is created, how the softwares are created using programmings. Some programming languages are used. Okay, any programming languages that it can be used here, like you have learned C language. Using C language also it can be created some viruses. So here a virus is a software, but this software it's always work in diverse way, not in your favor. Okay, not in your favor, always it will work in diverse way. So the definition, you can see, you can underline the definition here. A computer virus is a program that attaches itself to another programs. Now remember this one, virus always requires to other file to attach. It cannot be activated by itself. Okay, it cannot be activated. It will always try to attack other files, and when you run that file, your virus will activate. Until and unless you execute that file where the virus is attached, your virus will not activate. Remember. So the software, the virus is a program. Always software, it is meant a program. It attaches itself to other programs in order to alter their behavior. Alter their behavior means any applications you have installed, and in this application if any viruses is there, that these applications may not work on, this virus can affect other applications. Again, if you run that applications, it may affect that applications also, means any softwares also. Okay, in harmful way. The definitions it is given, you just underline this definition. It comes in different way, fill in the blanks, true false, may choose the correct also it comes, one word also it comes. So you remember this one. Directly one word question, if it comes, how it will come? A program that alter the behavior of other programs and it attaches with other programs. In that way you have to write the virus. Now almost all viruses, here it is given executable files. In order to activate itself, here the things it is told that I have said that how it is activated. It is always search for other programs to attach, other programs. It cannot be activated by itself. Remember these points. Okay, first of all you need to know it will attach with other files. This is the main point. Another one, a virus cannot activate by himself. It will always attach with other files, and if that files is executed, then your virus will activate. Okay, now how a virus can spread, here is the different so many options it is given to you. Let me use highlighter pens. Here there are different way your virus can spread. How? From external devices like pen drive you are using CD drive, okay, CD-ROM you are using, or maybe external hard disk also. Sometimes it comes, maximum time it comes through internet also, networks. So these are the different ways that that can be used to transmit virus. Okay, now here some types of virus it is explained. Types of virus, here you see different types of virus it is given. First virus is program infector virus, macrovirus, multipartite virus, polymorphic virus, and stealth virus. Now the definition of each virus is you need to know. Now this you can, if you see the extra questions that already I have provided in that copy, all the definitions of these viruses I think it is given in different way also it is given. Now see what is file. First virus name, you see there are three different names of the virus: program virus, or file infector virus, or program or file infector virus, both. It may come, what is file infector virus, what is program infector virus, same thing. Another one is parasitic virus. So parasitic virus also the same definitions. Now the definition, it says that this type of virus always attach with executable file, means which files can be run, can be installed. Okay, this executable files may be whenever you go to install uh, any game or maybe any software, that setup file you have, .exe file you have. So these are executable file, .exe. Not see, there are different types of executable files are given, .exe, .com, .drv, .dll. These are some executable files. Okay, so a computer virus, if it attacks such kind of files, then this is called program or file infector virus. Now see, sometimes you may have got problems that your computer is not starting, just showing starting but not starting up. Sometimes it not going shut down, like, okay, you have clicked shutdown but it is not processing, simply it is showing shutting down but it is nothing happening. So these, sometimes some files, some executable files from your computers been deleted by this such kind of viruses. So due to these things, the files which is already deleted, say one starting file was there, the file which is responsible to start up your computer, and that file it is infected, so your computer cannot start. If some files that is responsible to shut down your computer, and that file it is infected by this type of virus, now your computer may not go for the shutdown also. So these are the some examples that I have given. So the definition is very simple, that any virus, if it attacks or attacks with what executable file like .exe, .dll, .drb, so these are some files are there, this type of virus is known as program or file infector virus. Even it is also known as parasitic virus. The next one is, you see, macro virus. But before going to macro virus, you see what is the definition of macro. This is the definition of macro up to this much. This is not the definition of macro virus. This is the definition of macro. It comes also in your exam sometimes. A dash is a set of command. Say dash is a set of command, or it is a set of command, one word. Okay, now what is macro? Actually these macros are used in MS Office, MS Excel, okay, MS Access even. Why we should use this macro? Sometimes you can see so many things are there in Office that we need to do repeatedly. So one table you have made, and that table is required again and again in your document. You need to insert this table, and the same contents are there. So how many times you will go and copy and paste, or you will type these things? So better you can save that particular things in different files, and whenever it requires you can call and it can be inserted. Okay, so in that way it can be used. By using macro we can do these things in MS Office, MS Excel, or MS Access. These are the used in MS Access. So many programming commands are also used to create macros. Some commands are written to be executed later, or wherever it requires it can be called. So these are called macros. Okay, now see, the definition of macro is this is the definition of macro. If question comes what is macro, then this is the definition. If it comes what is macro virus, then you have to write the definition from here. The macro virus, now see, simple. If any file is created using macro programs, now macro programs, which are macro programs? MS Excel, MS Office, that means Office, Access, these are the things macro files. So if you create any file using such kind of macro programs, and this type of virus can infect such kind of files, like a Office file, an Office file like Excel file, Word file, if it is infected by virus, then that type of virus is known as macro virus. Remember, this is the macro virus definition. The definition of macro and macro virus, I hope you have understood. Next one is multipartite virus, very dangerous type of virus. So as we have discussed, a virus can spread different way, like in pen drive, through pen drive, through network, okay, through CD drive. But this multipartite virus has the capability to spread in multiple way. There is not fixed way that it can spread through only network, through only pen drives, through only external devices, like that. But this multipartite virus is in such kind of virus which can spread in different way, multiple ways it can spread. So from the multiple it comes multipartite. Next one, polymorphic virus. This is another type of virus who can change his programming programming, like say one software is made and that software can be changed to another form if it transmits from one computer to another computer. Remember, that means if like we have maybe one actually what chutkula, as we say chutkula in movies, sometimes you also have heard like that, गिरगिट की तरह रंग बदलता है. So ये गिरगिट की तरह रंग बदलता है, that means what, it can change its shape, it can no sorry it can change its color, okay, according to the environment situation. It can change its colors, so no one can identify. So here the polymorphic virus also like that. It can change its programming from one computer. Say one computer, in one computer the programming code is one coding is there, and if it transmit from that computer to another computer, it will change the coding. So it's very difficult to identify by the antivirus software for that, because antivirus software is made for some specific coding, and if this coding is changed, then antivirus software will not cannot catch these things, okay. So this is the, it cannot detect. So this is the polymorphic virus who can change the programming code from one computer system to another. Next, stealth virus. चोर एग्जाम्पल करते हैं चोर. So steal means चोरी करना. So here stealth virus it has the capability to hide himself from the detection of your antivirus software. It can search the different angle, different parts of your computers that a antivirus cannot detect, but still a strong antivirus can detect these things. So it has this capability to hide himself from the detection of your antivirus softwares. So these are the 5 different types of virus, and I would say to you that just you go and replay this part, means all the definitions and type of the virus, listen once more, okay. Once more you listen and it will clear your concept, and it can be remembered, and you can remember very easily the definitions of all types of viruses. Now this, did you know also, sometime question comes, when the first virus, the term virus, it was used by Fred Cohen in 1983. Remember who used or when it was used? 1983. The Fred Cohen, he was the person who used the term virus for the first time. Next you come, what is worm? Worm is also a program, okay. It is also a program like virus, but there is a difference between worm and virus. Worm is also a program who can reproduce itself, but it will not infect other files, it will not delete any files, okay. Simply it can reproduce itself, means sometimes perhaps you have seen that in your computer system one file is there, and next day when you open you can see the similar files more. So first day you have seen one file, and next day you have seen 4, next day when you open 20, it is increasing in size, okay. So this is the problem with worm. So worm, when it is infected, if your computer is infected by worm, you can see your files, some files are reproducing itself, okay. Reproducing is copying, same copies it is coming, but it will not infect other files. It doesn't need, unlike virus, to attach any file. Like virus, it needs to attach other files to activate, but here worm doesn't need other files, it can reproduce itself, okay. So the definition here it is given. So the main problem with this worm, that it will not infect your computer, but what it can do, and remember these things, the definition always you remember and underline this one. Generally it spreads through network. Most of the times if question comes which type of applications or which type of program generally spreads through network, directly you can write worm. Worm is a program generally it spreads through network, remember. And it doesn't need any human action like your a virus. What it needs, a file is infected by virus, if you run that file then your virus will activate, but worm doesn't need, because it is not going to attach any other files. it is individual. Okay, it is individual file, it can reproduce itself. And the what problems it can create? It can create the problems like it can occupy maximum memory space from your computer system, in your computer system. How? Because it is copying the files, 1 MB file if it is there, then if it is copying 1 by 1000 files of it coming, ultimately your 1 GB file space will occupy. So in that way it can occupy maximum space of your computer memory, and it can make you slow down your system. Okay, computer system may go slow down. And what are some examples of such kind of viruses are given? You can learn all the types of viruses, sorry, worms. These are the types of worms, these are not virus. Next, Trojan horse. The very dangerous thing is this Trojan horse. It can actually it is used to hack your computer system. So what is Trojan horse actually? Now see, so many times we install our software from unauthorized website. Unauthorized website means, say if you are using Android mobiles and you have Play Store, you should download any application from Play Store, and you can see it is written Play Protect. Play Protect means they have checked that this software is not used for any hacking purpose. This software is good. It is nothing coding is being used here to which can steal your sensitive information from your device. So the Play Store, the Google will check whenever someone creates any software, develops any software, try to upload to the Play Store, it will be verified by the Google team. They will verify that this software, whatever it is made, is it contains any such kind of coding that who can steal the sensitive information from the user who is using these things. Everything it will be checked. So after that it will be permitted to share in Play Store. Okay, so like these things, so many times we could use some softwares which we like most. Okay, but it can versus. So you can take an example that you are playing a game in your mobile, and that game you are using this game, you like this game very much. Okay, very much, you are playing very nicely. Actually you don't know that game has that capability to steal your information from your computer system. You will like that whenever you are going to play the game, the Trojan horse will activate in your computer system. Now all the activities you are doing in your computer system, like you are visiting some banking website, credit card websites, you are using your ATM card PIN number, like that, your user ID, whatever you are using, all informations will collect by this Trojan horse and it will send to the developer. Remember, understood? So this is the way it works, like very useful software. You are using, say, any software. Say I am giving example about your say TikTok. Simple TikTok examples I am giving to you. Okay, obviously it is not any Trojan horse, but think that if any Trojan horse is installed behind these TikTok applications, whenever you are using TikTok, that Trojan horse is installed in your computers or in your mobile phones, and now in the same mobile phones you are using your bankings, these and that, all ID and password, that Trojan horse will collect and it will send to the developer. Okay, so this is the technique of hacking technique, is the Trojan horse. And when your Trojan horse, the definition it is given, true false, fill in the blanks for everyone you think you learn these definitions. Okay, this is the definition. Here it is said that, like you can see, a Trojan horse is a program that appears useful at first, but it is actually programmed to pass the user's data to access rights. Access rights means there's password and ID. This access means, as you know, to use. Okay, whatever you are using in your mobile phones, their things it is passed to the developers. And how can you identify that your computer is infected by Trojan horse? Trojan horse, it is not like your virus that it will attach with the other files. Okay, it will delete some files. No, but like worm also, it is not that it can reproduce. It will not reproduce. But if Trojan horse is infected in your computer, you can see your computer icons, some icons are changing their shapes, okay, changing their shapes. When a Trojan horse is activated, now see the definition here, it is given. It just typically causes the changes of existing desktop icons in your computer system and create new ones. It may also delete some important system files. Now it can delete some important system files. System files means your computer is not working for some purpose because some very important files already deleted by this Trojan horse. Virus, Trojan horse and worm. There are three different things. Virus needs executable file to attach. Virus, worm always reproduce itself, but Trojan horse, what it can do, it can also delete the files and it will not reproduce even like worm, and it will send its users sensitive information without users consent. Consent means without letting them know. Users will not understand that where this information is going, okay, without permission. So here it may also delete some files. It is the main aim, however, to steal sensitive information. What is the main aim of Trojan horse program? The main aim of a Trojan horse program to steal sensitive information of the users. Remember this one. So this is the Trojan horse, worm and virus, and the different types of virus. So this much we have discussed today. Tomorrow the next class will discuss from antivirus softwares. Now how antivirus can work to delete these things, how to use these antivirus softwares, okay, what are the effective measures you have to take to work properly any antivirus software. These things we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.